Another aspect of internal analysis, which is analysis of a company, analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of a company, is the mix of products that the company has. Now, here, one aspect in evaluating the mix of products is to see how the products fit into the product life cycle curve. You are familiar with the product life cycle curve, which shows how typically products move over a period of time, where they are first introduced and the growth is slow, and then you have a phase called the growth phase where the growth is very rapid, and then you have a phase called the maturity phase where the growth evens out, and then you have the decline phase where the sales begin to drop. This is how typically products perform in the market. Now, what we need to do in internal analysis is to look at the various products of the company and to ensure that there are an adequate number of products in the growth stages, in the maturity stages, and in the introduction stages, and to ensure that there are few products in the decline stages, right? So, looking at the product profile of a company is a very important part of internal analysis. This brings us to the question of product portfolio, which is even more critical when you look at the product mix of a company. What do we mean by product portfolio? There are some kinds of products which have reached a stage where the markets are not growing for those products. The company has a high market share because the company has been in that product line for a long time, and therefore that product produces a lot of money, a lot of cash, but the product does not require that cash for reinvestment into that product, since the market is not growing. This is one kind of product. Then you have products which produce cash, but since the market is growing, the market for that product is growing very fast, they require that cash for reinvestment into the product. Then you have some products which need cash, but since the product has just been introduced into the market, since the company does not have a large market share, the product does not generate much cash. So we have these three kinds of products, right? A company called the Boston Consulting Group in the United States developed a matrix to evaluate product mix to ensure that the mix of products of the company are of all these kinds.